Hey, let's try to do a quick video review on the new Panasonic ZS-100. Might also be a TZ-100. This camera, which looks like this, is very small. Actually about the same size as the ZS-50, TZ-60, except for the lens bulge. And I'll get back to that. Very small camera. The body of this actually is pretty much the same exact size as the ZS-50, same exact size as the Nikon Coolpix A, same exact size as the Panasonic LX7, and like it makes the Deluxe 6, and those bodies are all exactly the same size, fit the same case. And this comes in black, but this is one with a little bit of silver trim, red trim. And the lens on here has the 135 effective focal length of 25 to 250. And the aperture starts at f2.8, goes to 5.9 at full zoom. The sensor is the so-called 1-inch sensor, which has an area of, I believe, 123 square millimeters, which makes it exactly 3 times smaller than an APS-C and about 7 times smaller than full frame. It's half the size of a Micro Four Thirds and 4 times the size of one of the 1/2.3 sensors. So it's I'd call it a good size, and it's but you'll see noise in if you're shooting JPEG like I do, you'll see noise in shadows even in really good shooting conditions at ISO 125, and that's a pretty low ISO. So you want really low noise, a good APS-C like a Leica X is really outstanding. We got some noise going on here. Let's turn the thing off. All right, and let's see if we can just start this up. Watch the lens extend here. There we go. And then at full zoom, yeah, if I have this done right, let's see. And here we go at the full zoom. All right, and it's a so-called Leica lens. This lens, I haven't really checked it thoroughly at f2.8, but at f5.6 where I'm shooting, it's pretty sharp edge to edge. They have put out lenses that are not, that are pretty bad along the edges, but this one seems pretty good. So no complaints about this lens. I have no idea what it's going to do for raw shooting. It has a nice lens ring which can be set to do different things, such as step zoom and so on. Standard dial for custom and scenes and aperture, program, shutter priority, manual. I did some manual focus on here with the lens ring and the expanded screen, which shows an enlarged picture for focus, and I never could get a proper focus set for infinity. So far, the pictures I've taken at nighttime at infinity, the only ones that have come out decent are with autofocus, which is, I suppose there's a way to do this for some reason or other. The red bar that they have on here for manual focus isn't working out too good. They do have a viewfinder on here, optical viewfinder, with a, they call this thing over here diopter adjustment. And it seems to work okay. They've got the usual button that lets you choose between the viewfinder, and I think that also has an eye sensor, so that it'll work automatically. We have here a pop-up flash, which is nice to have. And we have this little dial over here, which is not calibrated, but it will, in aperture priority, it'll reset the aperture. But I think a lot of these different things are programmable. They've got at least 4, 5, 6 programmable settings, so that's a good thing. And here, of course, we have the choices in focus: manual, autofocus, macro, which works. And we have over here white balance settings. I checked all those out, but color temperature should work pretty good. And they have some nice options on the menu for all the different things: 4K pictures, burst, setting your ISO increments by 1/3, having the you can have the self-timer stay at your setting while shooting so it doesn't go off with each shot. You can do that. You can also have it go off when the camera goes off. You can have your increase in the exposure compensation. You can have that reset to 0 when you turn the camera off. There's an option on the menu for that. So a lot of great options on the menu, a very extensive menu. And I usually use center weighted metering, and I usually use the so-called one area autofocus, which works out really good for me. And there's some good video options. The video seems to be decent, pretty good detail on the video, and that's the video button right up here in the upper right corner. The zoom is a little bit slow. I haven't really run the step zoom yet, but I don't imagine it's going to be really fast. You're not going to be able to flick your wrist and go straight to maximum zoom, because it really is electronically controlled. It's not one of those physical zooms. And we've got a lot of good display options when shooting, which we can toggle here. There's a leveling indicator. I don't find leveling to be useful, because when I'm shooting, a lot of times I'll have lines that go slightly to the right, other lines that go slightly to the left, and leveling just doesn't really work. So I don't use that very much. I have the wrist strap on here. I didn't bring the box because the box is just a little tiny thing, hardly bigger than a camera, and it doesn't contain a CD, so just a bunch of little booklets and the battery and the wrist strap. Comes with the wrist strap. Since the lens folds in when the camera's off or when it's on retract, then there's no need for a lens cap, so no lens cap string. And it doesn't come with a shoulder strap, at least I didn't see one in the box. However, it comes with shoulder strap adapters for these lugs on the side, which are real nice, so you can put a professional strap on there. Buy it from Panasonic or whoever you like. And this is made in China, which is interesting. Here's the door. Door seems to be pretty secure. Panasonic battery, SD card, actually a micro SD card in a frame. And the connectors, unlike a lot of the earlier Panasonics, which had the custom Panasonic connector, this has a regular micro USB and a mini HDMI connector here, and a regular tripod socket, which they warn you do not use anything with a thread of 5.5 millimeters or greater, so avoid that. But anyway, made in China. This is a $700 United States dollar camera, and really, other than the lens, which may be better manufactured than some of the other lenses they've made on compact cameras, but other than that, there's really nothing here that would suggest a $700 price, except being able to just simply charge that much, because it's going to be a small volume sale. So instead of going out to the lens going out to 720 millimeters like the TZ or ZS-100, it goes out to 250 because of the 1-inch sensor. And but I mean, you know, other than that, this is really, it really looks and feels like about a $300 camera, and they want $700 for it. So I don't know, if you want the 1-inch sensor, there you go for $700. And like I said, even under really good light, like we see out here, at the lowest ISO 125, you'll still see noise in the shadows. So I don't know. I don't think they did a good noise reduction on that on the JPEG shooting. Now on the Canon G3X that we have, which is a $1,000 camera, it uses the 1-inch sensor, and it has a Canon's Digic 6 processor. They do a really good job on noise. On the Panasonic here, like I say, I see noise in the shadows, but you'll see a lot of smearing on objects that are really low contrast. So I don't know. I don't think their processing engine for JPEG is anywhere near as good as Canon's. But that's just an impression. So anyway, there's a kind of a first look at the Panasonic ZS-100, which may also be a TZ-100. And hell yes, let's talk about the carry case. This is the ideal camera carry case to me because a whole lot of reasons. And the camera fits in here. Like I said, the Nikon Coolpix A fits in there perfectly, and I mean perfectly. The like a Deluxe 6, and and the Panasonic LX7, and various other cameras fit in here exactly. But the great thing about this carry case is that you can take it places where you wouldn't ordinarily take a camera, because it doesn't look like the old-fashioned, photographer camera case. And it has a detachable shoulder strap on here, so you can carry it hands-free. Hands-free carry is so important, and yet a lot of people really don't seem to get it. Anyway, that's the 187-27 Leica case. It may even be discontinued by now, but I've got some, and the cameras fit perfectly in there. And so there we go. First look at Panasonic ZS-100. Thank you very much.